And now we're going to put the inside in. So we're going to need another layer. Click this is the layer, create a new layer icon, and there it is. And it is the purple one. That's the one we're going to make changes to. And we want to put a circle in here that is black, like the background on a typewriter key, and we've got white chosen now, so we're going to toggle and get black. That's easy, just click. Then we're going to go back up to our custom shape tool, click there, and then we're going to go back up to this drop down menu, and we're going to click on the circle. Click, and then come over to your canvas, click down, and drag a circle. And then we're going to go to the move key, and now as long as you've got the black pointer, it's going to drag it and not reshape it. And then it isn't quite big enough. So we're going to come here to the corner, and we've got the opposing arrows. There they are. Well, there they are. Click down to engage that tool, and then you want to click these links because you want to make sure this doesn't turn into an oval or an ellipse. Now pull your circle bigger and drag in there, and there you go. You've got it. Now you'll have to hit enter or return if you're using a newer version, and there it is. You've got your circle and you're ready for a letter. Isn't this easy? So now we go over and we're going to have a new layer. We're going to create our letter here on this layer. It's the purple one. It's the active one. It's the one you're going to make changes to. So click the type tool. But right now if we type, we're going to get a black letter, and we don't want that. So we're going to toggle and get a white foreground. Now whichever color is here is going to be the color of our letter, and it's white, but it's probably too white. This is an antique thing, and so we want it to look a little antique-y. So we're going to just click on that color, and you will open up the color picker. Now drag, click, and then just drag these sliders up into the orange area, and then you'll get a little circle. And as you move your mouse around in here, if you click, whenever you click, that color is going to appear here, and that'll be the color that you'll choose for your foreground. So what we want is something like that. So just mouse around in here until you find a color you like, and then click OK, and there's your color. So now we've chosen the type tool, so we're going to come over here and we're going to choose our font. And I've picked American Typewriter, but you can choose any font you want. And then we're going to come down here and type a capital A. There's our A, but it's not the right size and it's not in the right place. So we're going to use the move tool to fix both of those things. We can move it and enlarge it with that tool. First we're going to enlarge it, so go here, get your opposing arrows, click, so you engage that tool, and then click on the links. And we're going to make it nice and big. Now we're going to go to the middle, click down and drag it to the center, and it still doesn't look quite big enough, so we'll go back out to the edge, get the opposing arrows, click down and drag, then click in the center and move until we get it right where we want it, and that looks pretty good. Let's see. Hit return, and there we have it. There's our tool, our typewriter key. Isn't that easy? So there you have a typewriter key, and now we're going to save it in two different ways. One way, we're going to save it so that it is a template, and later you can come back in and take this, change this layer. When you open your file up, all these layers will be in your layer palette, and you'll just click here and you can remove that layer and add a new one and type an A or a B or a C or whatever letter you want. So this is going to be our template. So we're going to have to save that in a special way. We're going to go to File, Save As. We're going to leave it called Key Template, and you can see this extension PSD, and that stands for Photoshop. And down here is where we could change that. We are not going to. We're going to leave it as Photoshop, but there are many choices, and this is where you would make them. Now, we're not going to save it as a copy. We're going to save it as layers. So make sure you've got layers picked, because we want to preserve the layers so we can change just one of them when we come back in, and we won't have to rebuild a whole key every time we want a new letter. And then just click Save. Now, we're going to save it again, this time differently. We're going to save it now as an A typewriter key, so you never have to make another A. So we're going to go up to Layers, we're going to merge visible, and now you can see you only have one layer, and it's the whole typewriter key. There you have it. Now, you can see by the checkerboard background here, that means there is no background. You've just got the key, and you can drag it onto whatever picture you want to. You can copy and paste it onto other things, and you won't have any kind of a background. And you will have a little bit of a drop shadow, which will be nice. So you want to go to File, click Save As, and you're going to not want it to be the key template anymore. So we're going to change that to the A key. Now this is the A key. You choose where you want to save it. Save it in here. You pick wherever you want it to go. And down here where it says Photoshop, we don't want that anymore. Now we're going to go down to PNG. PNG is a way of saving it so that the transparency is preserved. Otherwise, if you pick JPEG, it would put a background on there and you'd be stuck with that background. So you'd have your type key, your typewriter key would be on a white piece of paper about 1 inch square, and you don't really want that. So click PNG. It's going to save it as a copy, which is fine, and you're going to see these little alerts there, and that is fine. So just click Save. Okay, and there you have it. You've got your typewriter key saved 2 different ways, and wasn't that easy?